Hey everyone, it's me, Molly!
Molly up and Nolly.
Let's go!
She's Molly up and Nolly.
Woo!
By plane, a sled, or snowshoe, she is ready to explore. From Cactola down to Juneau, always wanting to learn more.
Yeah!
Together with her best friend, Tuli, always by her side.
And Trini!
Discovering the outdoors on adventures day and night.
Come along with Molly. Through fields of fire we come along with Molly.
From tundra to the sea.
Let's see Joe! Let's go!
Molly up and Nolly.
Yeah!
She's Molly up and Nolly.
Come on,
Let's go! Molly up and Nolly. She's Molly up and Nolly.
Turn on the Northern Lights! Ha! Whoa! All right!
Woo! Great shot, Trini. Nice job today, kids. See you at our next practice.
The Kaya Northern Lights are going to have their best season ever, ever.
Speaking of Northern Lights, did you see them last night?
Uh-huh. The wow call were incredible.
The Northern Lights were out and I missed them again?
Don't worry. They'll be out plenty of times this winter.
I've lived here 3 whole months and still haven't seen them. Do they really look like that? Even better! They're like huge dancing neon lights in the sky. I have to see them. I'll ask my dad if we can have a sleepover at my house.
Awesome! I'll make hot chocolate.
I got marshmallows. Sounds like you need some help for this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I love hot chocolate. Wait, was that something?
That's a cloud.
Oh. What about that?
Another cloud.
Ah. What about that?
That's the same cloud, Trini.
Right. It's really late, guys. How about we try again tomorrow night? I guess.
Maybe we just need to go somewhere else to see them?
Let's try the trading post. And,
I know. I'll be sure there's hot chocolate tomorrow night.
yes!
It's been hours.
But no Northern Lights. Let's call it a night. And I'm not just saying that because we're out of hot chocolate.
Let's see a great practice. Tui, look alive.
Ah! Oh, I got it.
He dribbles! He shoots!
He scores!
Tui, our basket is on the other end of the court.
Oops.
You 3 need some sleep. You're all off your game. That's enough for today.
Coach is right. We can't keep staying up late every night.
But I have to see the Northern Lights. Sorry, Trini. We tried.
There's no way to tell when they'll be out.
You'd have to be a magician or a genius or
A scientist!
like Your grandpa?
Yeah, he knows everything. You think he knows a way to tell when they'll be out? Let's go ask.
Oh, no problem, Cliff. I'll be out there in 2 shakes of a moose's tail.
What's that?
Grandpa's phone?
That's a phone?
Uh-huh. It's this really ancient technology from the olden days.
But how do you text?
You can't. This was made before there were cell phones.
Whoa!
I was just heading out the door, kids. My buddy Cliff's car isn't starting, so I need to give him a hand. What's up?
Grandpa Nat, you're a scientist. Can you tell us when the Northern Lights are going to be out?
Wowkach. Northern lights are hard to predict. I'm sure you'll see them soon enough.
We've been looking every night.
Well, Trini, many of our people say northern lights are our ancestors dancing across the sky.
What's an ancestor?
Ancestors are people in your family who lived long, long before we were born.
And when you're waiting for older people like that, sometimes you have to wait a long time.
I'll try.
But isn't there anything we can do to find out when they'll be out?
There are ways to predict that. I have to get going, but here's a solar system book. Look in the chapter about the sun. There's a big hint about the northern lights.
What does the sun have to do with the northern lights?
You're about to find out.
So cool! This book explains how the Northern Lights happen.
So what does it have to do with the sun?
Look! The sun has big explosions all the time, like a huge volcano erupting. These are solar flares. When a solar flare happens, little bits of the sun race through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's the solar wind.
So cool!
The little bits don't hurt us because the Earth is protected by our atmosphere. But here in Alaska, where the atmosphere is thinnest, some of the little bits of sun get in. Then, when the little bits hit the atmosphere, they get the particles all excited. And that's what makes the bright lights.
Little particles in the atmosphere get excited and make lights?
Uh-huh, and dance.
The northern lights are also called the Aurora Borealis.
So, when a big solar flare happens on the sun, the solar wind will create northern lights? That's what the book says.
So, how can we find out when solar flares happen?
When will solar flares happen? Aha! This site says because of recent solar flares, the next 3 nights could be good to see the northern lights.
Ha! We figured it out!
Ask your dad if you could stay over again.
Okay, we're gonna see some lights tonight!
Molly? Yes, Chewy. And I'll even put marshmallows in it. Yes!
No!
It's supposed to be a good night for Wowkoch.
But we didn't think about all these clouds getting in our way.
We still have 2 more nights of strong solar flares.
But what if it's cloudy both nights?
I'll check the weather app. Will it clear up soon? Not tonight. Tomorrow night it's supposed to be totally clear. One more sleepover? What do you say, Trini? Trini?
Huh? I'm awake!
We better try and get some sleep tonight.
Still nothing. What else can we even do?
I just found a site where people all over Alaska share if they're seeing the lights. Any near Kaya? Not yet.
How are my aurora hunters?
Hi, Grandpa. We learned a lot from that book you showed us.
That the solar wind gets excited when it wants to dance.
What?
We haven't been sleeping much lately. She means the bits of sun that hit the atmosphere get the atmospheric particles excited. And that's what makes lights.
Great! What else did you learn?
If the lights are cloudy, you can't see your face.
She means if it's too cloudy out, you can't see the lights. So we check the weather app. Tonight, there's good weather. And the solar flare activity has been strong.
I'm impressed.
But we still can't find them.
I'll never see the northern lights.
Sure you will, Trini. In fact, you can see them right now over the big lake.
What? How do you know?
Called up my buddy Cliff on my ancient telephone and asked if he saw anything out at his place. Said there's a pretty good show tonight.
Really?
If the lights don't come to you, you need to go to the lights. Come on!
Do you see them? Are we there yet? Are the particles dancing?
Ooh, we're almost there, Trini!
Whoa! Whoa!
Definitely a good show.
Aren't they beautiful, Trini? Trini?
Wow! These are the most beautiful northern lights I've ever seen.
Looks like the ancestors are pretty happy you went looking for them.
Anabasi, ancestors. Thank you.
Hey everyone, Molly here to answer your questions about life in Alaska. Abdul in Tennessee asks, what do the northern lights look like? My friends can show you.
Hi, Molly! We're in Fairbanks, Alaska. I think the best time to see the northern lights is in the middle of the night.
It's just really cool if you see them. They have a whole bunch of colors just waving around in the sky. Like green, red, purple. Let's go look for the aurora tonight.
Yeah. We are searching about the weather.
I think it has to be like barely any clouds. If there's clouds over it, you can't really see the northern lights. 7 p.m. is clear. 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. is a good time because that's clear.
I would type in aurora forecast. Aurora forecast.
Fairbanks, Alaska.
So this is where the northern lights are supposed to be, this whole green part. Fairbanks is basically in the middle.
That's a good thing. We put all the information that we researched together. We're pretty sure that this is a good night to see the aurora borealis. My father told me that if you whistle at it, he said they'll like dance, move around more. My dad is Kwekon Athabaskan, and I'm also Kwekon Athabaskan.
Our friend Manny came to go look for the northern lights with us.
One of the folklores I heard years and years ago was to look at the northern lights, and if it did something unusual, that would tell them where the caribou herd was.
Manny told us if it was like being unusual, there might be a herd of caribou there. That's a good way to find some food back in the day. The northern lights, they're right there.
Everybody whistle, maybe they'll dance.
The caribou's that way. They're dancing. They're moving so fast. Never seen them that bright before.
Masi Cho, thanks for asking and see you next time.